Welcome to Meldon Law and Friends. I'm Jeffrey Meldon, founder and attorney at Meldon Law. You can reach us anytime at 352-373-8000 in the event of a serious accident. We help people put their lives back together after they've been turned upside down by a accident or crash. So we're here to help, and I promise that we will deliver the Ritz-Carlton experience if you have the need. My guest today is Brittany Marchand, who is with the Boys and Girls Club of Marion County. Welcome to the show, Brittany.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So I want to tell you how much I enjoyed going to the event last week with the Boys and Girls Club, and there was a great turnout. A lot of people showed up. Why don't you tell our viewers and listeners a little bit about your background?
For sure. So as a child, I was a foster kiddo. Unfortunately, a little bit on the older realm of foster kids. So typically we're going to end up in group homes, things like that. And so group home that I was in had a wonderful partnership with the local Boys and Girls Club down in Tampa. And so we'd go before school, we'd go after school, and it really just was a place that I could go and feel connected to other adults, to our other kids, and it really just kind of set my mind on the idea that kids need empathy and they need adults who love them and care about them. And so from there, I went into youth development and got my background in behavioral analysis and kind of jumped into the club head on about 4 years ago. And I've been serving ever since in any capacity that they'll let me.
Well, before you jumped in, you got your degree from the University of Florida, right?
I did, yes, absolutely.
What did you study at UF?
So I did my undergrad here, so that was mainly around education, special education. At that point, I was really convinced I wanted to be a teacher, and life kind of happens and paths change, and I said, that's not quite the realm that I want to hit on, and I got really involved in autism therapy and having that understanding that kids are all different, right? And understanding how to help them fulfill their lives. And so that's kind of where I jumped into that behavioral background.
So you went and got a master's degree, right?
I sure did at the University of Arizona.
Now, let's see, University of Arizona is in Tucson?
It is.
Great town.
Yeah, my husband was military, so we got to travel a lot and have some realms around the world for sure.
So that was pretty exciting. And then you go, I'm from North Central Florida. Let's move back there.
Yeah, my husband was medically discharged in 2015, and so we landed back in Williston, which is where we graduated high school from, and not much going on there, right? And so we found ourselves in Ocala. And from there, it just kind of took off, right? I think God brought me to the path of the club, and they'd have to beat me out if they tried, if I'm being honest.
So, yeah, because you already had experience with the boys.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about where the clubs are in Marion County and, what they do.
Yeah. So we have 3 clubs currently, one in Denellen, one in our Ocala location, also known as the Dr. H.L. Harrell Clubhouse, and also one in Silver Spring Shores. And so we're serving kids Monday through Friday after school. We're there in spring break. We're there in the summertime, winter break, so on, to provide, quality care for our kids, but also create an impact. Too many kids go home and don't have an adult that's there not only to keep them safe, but to teach them something. Our kids are like sponges, right? They're absorbing knowledge at such a heavy level. And they go to school all day and they learn the math and the science and reading, and those are all important. We help along those lines too with our academic success programs. But we really want to focus on children and what makes them, giving them the sense of belonging when they come into the club. So we're programming based. So we're going to give them a snack. We're going to help them with their homework, but we're also going to focus on what makes every child that individual child, right? What makes them tick. Now,
can any child go? I mean, what kind of kids come to the Boys and Girls Club in Marion County?
Yeah, so we've got kids from every background that you could think. So our only parameters are that you're between the ages of 6 and the ages of 18. So we've got specialized program that go all the way from what we would consider our littles all the way up to our kids who are getting ready to graduate and join that workforce or go to college.
So what are some of the most popular programs that you have?
So I'd say our mentoring program. So we are in sponsorship and partnership with the Department of Juvenile Justice to provide SMART programming. So that's going to be programming based around avoiding drugs, alcohol, gang-related activities, and some things we don't want our kiddos to get into. So that's about providing them with a positive mentor to help them avoid those negative situations.
What if our viewers and listeners want to become a mentor? What do they need to do?
Oh, well, they got to call me. So you can go to our website at bgcofmarion.org or call me directly, 352-690-7440. We're always happy to welcome volunteers in. We're always looking to add staff into our programming to really just bring amazing individuals into our kids' lives.
So I know my son, Kerry, who's my law partner now, when he was a little kiddo, he was playing basketball at the Boys and Girls Club here in Gainesville. So tell us a little bit about those kind of activities.
Yeah, so we do have a really robust athletics program. So majority of our kiddos, we know that they're coming to us after school, which means they're not participating in other extracurricular activities. And so we focus very heavily on our athletics programming, really teaching them the basics and the skills. But another big one is how to win, but also how to lose and how to be a positive loser in those times, right? It's great to celebrate and know when you've won something, but it's a little harder to be stoic in those areas where you don't win, and that's just part of growing up, right? And so we're able to really focus on our athletics program and coach them and mentor them along those ways.
So if folks from Marion County have kids and they want to get them into, say basketball, what do they need to do?
So we do have a website, as I mentioned earlier, and you have the ability to register directly online. We've become very technologically advanced this past year, and they can register directly online. It's going to list all of our programming, and they can start as soon as those registration information's filled out. We do got to know who they are and you know, a little bit of contact information, but beyond there, we try to remove all barriers to kids coming.
So what are some of the other athletic activities that you have at the Boys and Girls Club?
Yeah, so we're going to focus on our All-Stars programming. So that's going to be sports team-based programming. So think of basketball, football, volleyball, baseball. And then we also have another program called Triple Play, and so that's going to be moving your body, but not so much team sports, right? We believe it's important for our kids to know how to stay healthy, and so that's going to focus on their mind, body, and soul.
I know that's a big concern of mine is making sure that kids growing up are healthy and they aren't burdened later in life by obesity and other things that, then they leads to diabetes and heart conditions and everything else.
Absolutely.
So what you're doing at the Boys and Girls Club is teaching life skills as well, right?
Absolutely, yes. We also have a huge focus on our emotional wellness. Some really cool information we just got back from our national survey was that 98% of the kids who attend the club that surveyed last year said that they felt emotionally and physically safe within our clubs, which is up from 50% on the national standard. So I think our Marion clubhouses are doing a fantastic job.
Well, that's great, Brittany, because, you hear about things that go on in the schools, middle schools, high schools.
Absolutely.
Where some of the kids are, they're bullies, either physically bullies or internet bullies and things like that. So having a safe space where the kids feel protected is crucial, right? I
totally agree. One of our mottos that our kids say each day is, "This is my Boys and Girls Club." So we really try to focus on what makes that space theirs. We're just kind of there to guide them along the way.
So the activities are going on, every day just about, right?
Yes.
And now so are most of the activities on the afternoons and then some on the weekends?
So typically we're going to be that Monday through Friday. We do have some after hours or outside of normal hours events. We partner with Empowered Wrestling through the ROCK program, and we offer wrestling on our clubhouses after hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays, as well as a partnership with I-9 Sports on Saturdays, so our members are able to participate in team sports outside of the Boys and Girls Club, but on a Boys and Girls Club location, which helps them feel comfortable and more familiar.
How do you finance all this amazing work that you're doing?
It's our community. So we heavily rely on donors, whether that be individual or corporate sponsorships, to really help our clubs fund. I think a big stigma is Boys and Girls Club of America or national or state funding or even federal funding is how we receive our dollars, but that's not true. It's going to be our community that helps support our community kids.
Yeah, and teaching kids, number one, how to be active in doing things is critical. Teaching kids how to socialize with different groups of people is critical. And having a feeling that it's a safe space, because the kids come from all different backgrounds, but some of the kids aren't blessed to have perfect parents.
Absolutely. And that's one amazing thing about the club is there's no boxes that we're going to place our kids in. Unfortunately, demographically, we're constantly kind of categorizing children, whether it be what school they attend, what their financial background is, race, religion, so on and so forth. When you come to the club, you're just a kid. You're just a kid who's there to experience the fun of being a kid. So it's an amazing time to go.
Yeah, I know. My son loved it. We used to look forward to his, going to the Boys and Girls Club and playing basketball. And, he really had a great growing experience there. Yeah. So, I think the mission is just so important. For our listeners, I think it's very important to understand this is all locally supported except for 18% of the budget. Okay.
Yeah.
We're partners with the Ronald McDonald House in Gainesville, and it's interesting. 18% of their revenue is provided by McDonald's restaurant.
Oh.
The other 82% is all raised throughout the community.
Yes.
And when people hear these, what we would call big national organizations, they think, there's some national funding.
Yes.
And as you mentioned earlier, no.
Yeah.
18% is enough to, turn the lights on for one day a week.
Yeah.
Okay. But nobody gets paid and nothing happens. And, so if people want to donate, they can write a check and donate. What are some other things that people have done to help create a little bit of excitement and inertia about supporting the club?
I think it's about word of mouth, sharing who we are, where we're at, and what we're doing, right? And some of the information that you just shared. We are locally, we're locally supported, and so your dollars you want to keep in that local area. And we're talking about the future of our local area, and so how can we ensure that success is going to be continued after our generations have stepped out of that limelight and our new generations have stepped in, as well as we've had an amazing time with sponsorships in terms of service projects, coming in and volunteering, just spending an afternoon. I tell everybody come for happy hour, which always gets the excitement in, right? Ooh, happy hour? What are you talking about? And it's a little different than the happy hour you might attend somewhere else. You get to drive when you leave. You don't have to hand your keys over to anybody. But you spend an hour in the club when the kids are there, and you can't leave without a smile and the want to really do more, because you see these aren't poor, sad children. These aren't bad children. These are kids who are there to have fun. And you're going to leave having the most fun that you've ever had. They'll probably kick your bottom in some pool, maybe basketball, they'll show off their skills, but you really want to get involved when you spend an afternoon in the club.
So, speaking of happy hour, we're at Spur's Gridiron Grill right now. Have you ever been here before, Brittany?
I have not, actually.
Pretty amazing,
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a museum and a great restaurant. The food is absolutely fantastic. And we like to support them as well because they built this podcast room for us. You can see all the helmets that Coach Spurrier accumulated over the years behind us. And it's really a wonderful place. For those of you that have not been here, this is kind of like the headquarters for all the Gators to come before games, after games, to hang out. All the sport events are here, and they generally, all the recruits and their parents and grandparents get to come here and see Spurriers. Okay. And you're a loyal Gator fan. So
for sure.
So it's coming to Spurriers is really a fun event.
Absolutely.
We're gonna make arrangements so you can bring your husband and family here sometime.
Oh, for sure. I appreciate that.
Because this is definitely for anybody living in Alachua, Marion County. It's easy to get to. It's right on the interstate. It's crazy that Gainesville and Ocala are really close to each other, right?
Absolutely.
And it's like, if you live in a big city like Miami, it takes 45 minutes to go 2 miles. It's like my daughter lives down there, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
But Alachua County, Marion County, we're all very close. And I understand things, Marion County and Citrus County are joining together. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we've recently announced our unification with Citrus County Boys and Girls Club. So we are in that process right now with the amazing leadership of Boys and Girls Club of America. And really the intention is to be bigger, stronger, and serve more families. And so with all the amazing great stuff that they're doing, all the amazing great stuff that we're doing, we're really looking forward to combining and just being a powerhouse of a force to serve the youth in both of those counties.
So the advantage is you get top-notch talent directing it, and that there's no overlap. That if you can get great talent for one aspect of the mission, and another great talent like yourself to come in and kick some butt and get everybody to take action. That's really what we try to do on Meldon Law Friends, is reach out to the community and say, please be aware that the Boys and Girls Club of Marion County needs your support. And these are the action items you can take. You can call and get involved. You can get your kid involved, kids. You can help donate money. You can call Brittany if you want to put together a fundraiser.
Yes.
And we can do that. How does your funding? You tell us about fundraising and what you do.
Yeah, so we typically host 2 events per year as our county, and so those are going to look like our annual luncheon, which you just were at on Friday. It was an amazing event, and then we have our annual gala, which is known as our Bourbon in the Barn, normally in February. So really, really excited about that, and we'll make sure you get an invite to that one. And those are really going to be focused on the end of the year push to make sure that we can keep those lights on. If you've ever been a parent or worked around children, the toilet paper, let me tell you, they make mittens out of their toilet paper. So it's about financing the toilet paper supply that we go through every year.
It's $1 a roll now for toilet paper. And I shop at Publix and I try to look for the specials.
I believe that.
And it's like, oh man, it's gone up a lot. So the kiddos like the toilet paper.
Yeah, for sure. I think they make mitts out of it, and but they have a fun time with it. Arts and crafts, I guess, in the bathroom. But we're really looking at pushing to make sure that we can keep our doors open, that we can keep our lights on, and that we can create the best service for our families. I think that's one of the most amazing things. Is not only are we serving the kids, we're serving our entire families, right? Because we know that if our families feel safe and that they feel confident where their kids are attending, they can go out and they can work and they feel comfortable. And we offer some wraparound services for our families as well to make sure they've got food security, mental health security. And so it's not just about the kids, it's about the whole family unit. And our fundraisers and our processes are really going to be focused on serving our family units.
So after school's over at 3 o'clock or whatever time, then the kids can get over to the club and start doing the activities. So it helps parents that have to have regular jobs, 8 to 5 or whatever. They can come by the club then and pick the kids up. How do the kids get from the school over to the club?
They're bused from the Marion County Transportation. We have a small handful that we do pick up with select schools just because we're within a 2-mile range, so the school board does not provide transportation, but we want to be inclusive and make sure that those kiddos can come.
So if you have a kid, you live in Marion County and soon Citrus County, and you would love to have your kid involved in some wholesome activity where they learn athletic skills, social skills, education, support, the Boys and Girls Club are there for you. And if you go there and you just see what's going on, you'll get it.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
It sells itself 100%.
It sells itself. Just go there. I mean, my kids, loved it growing up. My grandkids are involved in after-school activities. And it's so important, particularly since most people now have 2 people in the family working or even more challenging, a single parent.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's I have no idea how single parents work and take care of their kids and make it all happen.
God along the way, I'm telling you.
It is.
Yes.
I mean, I just, hear stories and I go, wow.
Yeah.
It
takes a village for sure.
It takes a village. And so those of you, number one, that have kids that could use the great nurturing that takes place at the Boys and Girls Clubs in Marion County, definitely should get a hold right away.
Yeah.
And then those of you that know the great work they do and want to support the Boys and Girls Club, give us the contact information again, Brittany.
Yeah, so our website, bgcofmarion.org, or you can reach out directly via phone. That's 352-690-7440. We do have Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook, so like and share. You also have the ability to sign up for our email blast. So we send out a newsletter monthly, and that's going to highlight all the fun stuff we have going on at the club. And that one's I always look forward to that one.
Yeah. So we're going to have big signs that are going to say, call Brittany.
Yeah.
Right?
Call me, yes.
Better call Brittany
Yep.
if you want to get involved in doing something great for your community.
Yes, yes.
So anyhow, we're going to give you updates on the events, the what did you say, Bourbon in the Barn?
Bourbon in the Barn, yes.
That's coming up in February. So if you let our team know,
for sure,
I'll put it on my notes of events coming on, and we can let everybody know that there's a fun event that you can also help support a great organization while drinking some excellent bourbon.
Yes, absolutely. You're 100% nailed that one, yes.
Okay. So are there any other things that we haven't covered today that you think need to be discussed?
I don't think so. I just think it's important to get into the club, to see it. If you don't know what it is, come out for the afternoon. Like I said, you're going to leave with a big old smile, maybe your tail tucked between your legs because the kids beat you at pool. But you're going to have something to talk about for the rest of the day. Yeah,
and the 3 clubs again, where are they located?
Silver Spring Shores, our Denellen location, and one right there in Ocala, which we call the Dr. H.L. Harrell Clubhouse.
So it's there is a club near you, and if you're listening in Citrus County, that's also a great opportunity because they're going to be merging, and they have 2 locations and one more opening up. So Inverness, Crystal River, and then there's a 3rd location.
Yep, Central Ridge right there, and right as you get into Citrus County.
So there's no excuse, and believe me, my grandchildren, without after-school programs, we'd have big problems.
Yes, totally,
Right?
Absolutely.
So thank you very much for coming on the show, Brittany.
Yes.
And you can count on Meldon Law helping you in the future.
Well, we appreciate that. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much, and that's a wrap on Meldon Law. However, I'm going to come back myself in just a minute and tell you what's going on in the community. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Jeffrey, what are you doing?
Well, I'm joining the band, of course. Since Meldon Law is the official law firm partner of the Florida Gators, I want to help.
Dad, we're litigators. Let's stick to helping people in the courtroom.
Well, can we still hang out and jam a little bit? At Meldon Law, we won't back down.
I was going down a one-way street and a girl that was driving her car T-boned me on my scooter. I ended up going for an MRI and discovering that I had 2 herniated discs. Coming to Cary allowed me to not have to worry about what doctor I was going to see or what physical therapist I had to go to. They say, these are the people we trust. You're going to have a great experience there, and I honestly did each time.
Call Meldon Law. Your consultation is absolutely free.
And I was in an accident. Someone ran a red light and hit me, and I was hurt. You don't know where to turn. Luckily, I called Jeffrey. These big insurance companies, they don't want you to win. They truly don't. But Jeffrey and his firm and the people that work here, they just really fight for you. You call the law offices of Jeffrey Meldon, because you're going to need help, and they will help you.
Call Meldon Law right now.
Hey, Sammy, look who's there. Say hi.
Hey!
You again.
Meldon Law, Jeffrey speaking.
Somebody else hit us.
Here we go again. Welcome back to Meldon Law and Friends. I'm Jeffrey Meldon, founder and attorney at Meldon Law, and we are having a great time today. I really was so impressed with Brittany Marchand and what she does with the Boys and Girls Club, and I would encourage you all to get involved. A couple things going on in the community that we want to talk about, but first I want to tell you about a free consumer guide that I wrote called Buying Florida Auto Insurance, and it applies for everybody because you all need to know how to go about buying auto insurance and getting fair rates and getting good coverage. It's not that hard to do it once you know the basics. So I wrote a very short consumer guide. All my recommendations are on one page, and it's free. All you have to do is go to meldonlaw.com. You can download a PDF version or call the office, and we'll send you one for free, 352-373-8000. I do not sell insurance. However, I wrote the book because it's heartbreaking to see families' lives turned upside down when they are in a crash and the other person doesn't have any insurance or just minimal insurance. So what we try to do is explain how to protect yourself. Florida does not have mandatory liability insurance, which means half the time the other person who hit you is not going to have anything that's going to help as far as paying for medical bills, loss of income, future medical care that's needed, and all the pain and suffering that some people go through after a serious crash. So do yourself a favor. You'll also see the other book I wrote, which is 7 Mistakes that can wreck your Florida accident case. And that's designed for people who've been in an accident and don't want to screw up their case. Sometimes you can handle your own case. That's why I wrote the book, so people would know when they need a lawyer and when they don't. Coming up in the Ocala area, we've got Absolute Queen, September 27th at the Riley Arts Center. What a great little place to watch performance. September 27th at 7:30. It's the Queen tribute, Absolute Queen. They have great tribute bands, and if you're a Queen fan like myself, and who doesn't like Bohemian Rhapsody? What a great song, and all their other songs. And they're the We Are the Champions and everything else great that they wrote. So again, Queen is in Ocala September 27th, and they're going to be great. September 6th, this week we've got Fan Fest at 4:15 is the game. We're playing the UCF Bulls in football at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. Before the game, starting at 1 o'clock, Meldon Law will be doing our Fan Fest right outside of the front entrance to the basketball arena across the street from the football stadium. And we're going to have all our Meldon swag with the Wheel of Fortune, so you and the kids can spin the Wheel of Fortune and win some Gator gear, some swag. You'll love it. The Latina Women's League presents a kids and family afternoon. It says the family screening is in Gainesville, September 13th for their show, and it's from 3 to 5 p.m., Santa Fe College, Charles Blunt Center. September and October Fall Series at the World Equestrian Center in Ocala, September 24th through September 28th. They're going to have some great horse events out there. And at this time of the year, most of the events are indoors because it's really hot outside. So enjoy a comfortable time, and you'll have a blast. September 6th at the Sharon in the Villages, 7 p.m., the Vaudeville Variety Show. This one interested me because I'm trying to figure out what is the Vaudeville Variety Show going to have. Back when I was a young kid, I actually went into some vaudeville theaters to see what they were like, and they were not the same as what's going to be shown at the Sharon, I'm sure. September 14th, the Blues Showcase. North Central Florida Blues Society puts on great events with terrific blues artists. So September 14th, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Heartwood. And I think that, you'll really have a great time. It must be a Sunday because September 13th we're playing at LSU. I know there's a watch party at Touchdown Terrace in the stadium for the LSU game Saturday night in Death Valley, LSU, Baton Rouge. So the next day, though, you'll be ready by 3 p.m. to go see something great at the Heartwood. So those are a few of the things going on in our community. We always try to bring you up to date on what's going on at the Sharon, the Riley, World Equestrian Center, Heartwood, the Performing Arts Theater at the University of Florida, Hippodrome. So if you have any events, just call Meldon Law. We'll be glad to let people know what's going on. We are going to march into football season full force here at Meldon Law. We've got our tents ready to go, our Wheel of Fortune and the team train to surprise you with some exciting pregame activities. Thank you very much for watching Meldon Law and Friends. Again, I'm Jeffrey Meldon. If you ever have a need and you want help on a case, just give me a call, 352-373-8000, or go to meldonlaw.com. We've been in the community since 1971, and we're not going anywhere. At Meldon Law, we won't back down. Thank you very much for listening to Meldon Law and Friends, and we'll see you next week with another great edition of our show. Thank you very much.